Okay, so we're just giving people a little time to come in. Make sure that you are smashing that notification bell. You can also share this live if you like, or tag a few people that you think this would be good for. And don't be shy, because this is a place to discuss things. You don't have to be a veteran to really have input, because I learn from people every day in the lives and in life. So this is not a place where if you're not seasoned, you can't speak up. This is a place to kind of get the discussion going, to kind of get the mind brewing, so we can all make money in the beauty industry, okay? And you can invite people or share with people who may not necessarily be nail techs, because this is anyone in the beauty industry or for an entrepreneur overall. So just sit back and we'll come on soon. Thanks for your support. This track is so funny to me. I just had to throw it in because the emotions be running high, honey. But I'm coming soon. Just hold on. Just giving people time to come on in. Get what you need to get. We're starting soon. Hello, hello. Someone has been waiting patiently for me to come online. Don't know who it is. They probably won't say hello. It's probably a lurker. It's okay. Yes, this is Shecago After Dark. It's about 2:20. Well, oh, that's crazy. It's 2:22 in the morning. And I was doing my thing because I'm a real night owl. Like, I've always been a night owl since I was a kid. Like, I've always been a night owl. And I got this message that came to me. And if you all don't mind not seeing me, I could be online every day telling you my inner thoughts, because I have some inner thoughts, baby. And people seem to like my Shecago After Dark. So, hey, Darian, and hey, Emmy, how are you? The title of this is There is Only One You. There is only one you. And I want to put this message out there because I have so many messages throughout the day that I want to do, but I don't have time to go set up a whole studio right now, you know? So The title of this is There is Only One You. And I want to tell you a little bit about me. If you watch my channel, if you follow me, you'll slowly learn about me. I have many layers to me. I'm a Pisces. We're a little complicated, intuitive, emotional. You know, that's just how we are. But really, there is only one you. And I want to tell you a story because I went through a series of emotions today because I was like, yes, Shecago, as much as I talk online, I still have these issues with the nail industry because it's going through a significant change. And anybody in the beauty industry, anyone who's been a long-time entrepreneur, there comes a time where the industry starts to change and you feel like you're not keeping up. I've lost a lot of clients, but I knew I needed to shed a lot of clients during this time in my life. I've shed a lot of friends during the corona. I've shed a lot of friends in the past couple years, period. People come in, but everybody is not meant to stay. But I had to shed a lot of clients in the past 2 years. And it was painful, but I knew they needed to go. Because at the time when I had, hey, Joshua, what's up? At the time when I had a crazy amount of clients where I was working 7 days a week, it was like stupid money every day. It was crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I should say this. It's Shecago After Dark. I didn't even like 30% of the people. 30% of the people were not a good fit for me. Okay. And so, I like being an entrepreneur because I like my freedom and I like having control of my life and being as stress-free as possible. Okay. And money is not always the motivating factor from entrepreneurs. And people get that part twisted. And that's why I said in my last video, if you watch my videos, you'll know that while I teach you how to get to the bag is not the real source of why we do what we do. We do what we do because we love what we do. The universe takes care of you when you are working in your real soul purpose on this earth, right? And so it's crazy because in my 40s, I now realize that I don't even really worry about money. I keep on top of my credit, of course. I'm paying the IRS, I'm paying all my bills and everything. But the real source of why I do what I do is because I like my fucking life. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm going somewhere with this, you all. You all know I pull it back in. I pull it back in. And I can go live every day. If you all are down with me not being on camera and having the whole setup, I can go live every day. I could talk in my car because I have shit coming to my man every hour that I'm like, this would be a good video. But anyway, I'm looking a mess right now. What was I saying? Oh, seriously though, when I was getting to that bag like that, I was doing agency work. I had a couple of millionaires up under my belt paying me $100 an hour. Well, one or two. I was making the money, but it was like I didn't like it. I didn't like 30% of what was going on because I had a lot of people that put me under a lot of pressure. And I was who I was. I am who I am. And I'm a nail tech. You get what I'm saying? I'm a nail technician. I'm an onyxologist. For those of you who have never heard that term before, I'm an onyxologist. Okay? Nobody ever uses that term, but I learned that in school. I'm an onyxologist. And I just found a lot of people, even though I was making the money, there were a lot of people who were disturbing my spirit. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather make $1,200 a week instead of 2 G's a week and have my spirit okay. And so I was doing that for a minute. Let me say that again. I'd rather make $1,200 a week because that's easy to make a week than 2 G's a week and have my spirit okay. Yes, I have been drinking. And it's hitting me kind of hard because I have not been drinking and I've been working out and I've been in the sauna. So I done detox. And so this vodka mixture, it's hitting me kind of hard. But this is when I speak the real. 30% of the people were not hitting me in a way that I felt it was throwing off my vibe. So it was like I would make money. I kid you not. I used to have at one point when the coronavirus was really thick, I was one of the few people in Chicago that was still doing whatever for a minute before I realized that, this is real. I had so much money. It was like, I wasn't even counting the money at the end of the day. I already knew I was like making stupid money. So I'm like, ugh, whatever. I knew a lot of these people weren't going to last. I knew a lot of these people I never wanted to see again, had to block people. But I knew also that this is something that happens too. You have some regulars who start to take you for granted. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Just like anybody in your life, people in your life start to take you for granted. They start to take the goodness of you, the kindness that you give, the flexibility that you offer, and they start to take it to granted as if you owe it to them, not as if it is me being kind. I don't owe you anything. And that happens within our businesses too, that when you have people that are around you, they feel like because they're paying you I have so many people saying top dollar, because they're paying you top dollar, that they stop, they stop, hmm, they start to take you for granted. They forget where they come from. They forget their first appointment, because I remember everything. I have a very heavy log. I can't remember names right away because I don't register people's names until they become important in my life or regular in my life. So names don't register, but events that matter to me register. And with clients, I always remember their first appointment, because most clients, first appointment, they start to complain about where they came from or what they're looking for, and they haven't been able to find it. But what happens is over time, and I'm going even further with this. I'm just warming up. Over time, these people forget where they came from. They forget the complaints that they had. They get used to you taking care of them a certain way. And then they start to be demanding. They start making snide comments, blah, blah, blah. So I say all this to say there is a real shift. There is a real Nails by Deborah Lynn, girl. Where you been, girl? There is a real and Joshua, where the hell you been? But there is a real shift happening right now with the beauty industry. I'm gonna focus in on the nail industry, but beauty as a whole, where designs I noticed have really shifted to this color acrylic thing. And my clientele is not a color acrylic, but I do have some clients who are younger. And I've had some people that I actually got into an argument with one of my clients. I never told you all this. I got into an argument with one of my clients and I refused to finish her nails. And I said, you could just pay me for the acrylic and you could leave, because she kept insulting me. I've had a couple clients literally insult me and curse. I had another girl curse at me. No, two. I had two girls cursing me and another one insult me. I've lost a lot of clients in the past year or so. But guess what? I'm in more at peace than ever. 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 I swear on my mother, my grandmother grave, my father, I swear on everybody grave, I'm more at peace without these people in my life, because they felt like that little money they was giving me was something. But let me tell you, I'm about to go a little bit deeper with this. You got to trust in the universe. You have to trust in yourself. I wish I would have knew the things that I know now. I wish I would have known. I'm 44. I wish I would have known when I was 24, I'd be a freaking millionaire. If you try to be a people pleaser, bending and flexing, I done said this before, but for real, I didn't tell you all the details of why I say what I say. If you try to be a people pleaser, bending and flexing for everybody, you will find yourself lost with no real identity. You have to stand on what you stand on. Being an entrepreneur, you have to stand on what you stand on. I had people making me think I'm not a good nail tech because I don't do the latest and greatest designs out here. See, I'm tying this all in together. If you one of them people who on YouTube and you like to scroll back and forth through videos and fast forward 10 minutes to, you ain't gonna never like my channel, because you gotta listen. Because this is a meditation right here. This is something that's pulling your mind into another dimension so you can elevate. You get what I'm saying? All this makes sense. If you bend and flex, you will never, ever be happy. You'll have the money because you'll be bending and flexing for everybody, but they will be controlling you. You will be a big puppet. When I trusted myself and I knew that I'm a great nail tech, because see, this is the thing. When I keep talking about the changes that are happening in the nail industry. I was online, I started scrolling and checking my messages on Instagram. I'm like, damn, these designs are really changing. Have you all noticed that even 2 years ago, or right before the pandemic, everybody was getting a whole bunch of stones and everything and all of that? But have you noticed since the pandemic happened, everything has changed to these swirly lines and three-dimensional and minimalistic and hand painted and color acrylic? The nail industry has changed drastically just in the past 24 months. Has anyone noticed that? Has anyone noticed that in the past 24 months, the nail designs have changed drastically? Oh, yeah, I've had people do that. I had somebody tell me to shut the fuck up. And I said, you shut the fuck up and you can get the fuck out. And I've had people really try to disrespect me because, I was trying to take everybody in my chair to get the money. They thought because they were spending a little money, even though they weren't paying the full price, always on a fucking budget, that I needed their money. I'm like, you're going to need me before I need you, because I see your nails when you don't come to me and they look very cheesy. I'm just saying, I just want to know, have you all noticed a big shift since coronavirus? In the past 2 years, nail designs have changed. People not even asking too much for bling nails anymore. Bling nails are fading out. I told you all. I told y'all. If you go back and watch my channel from the beginning, I told you all that things going trends. Bling nails and all that stuff was in. It's fading out now. Have you all noticed that? Now it's shifting into color acrylic, and it's shifting into minimalistic hand painted art and stuff like that. Things go in trends. But a lot of these young people, they don't want to believe me. You said that's why I like cutting hair. Guys are simple, especially if you give them a good lineable faith them they please. And I've been thinking about becoming a barber for years, and I think once I move, I'm really about to do it, because it's nothing but about I will practice it. I've been wanting to be a barber for like 15 years, and I need to just go ahead and do it. That's probably how I'm gonna meet my husband. The old school is kind of coming back. Yeah. And they're taking these abstract lines and stuff that we used to do back in the 90s and the early 2000s, and they incorporate now with a little bit of a modern twist. That's exactly what's happening. The nail industry changes. They just put a twist on it. Fashion, period. Anything in fashion, beauty, all of that shit, it just rotates. It's abstract, nails, swirls, line work. Yep. Now you say, yeah, Joshua, the new nail techs are lost. Well, are they lost? Are they lost? Think about it. See, we got to put our finger on what's really happening. The new nail techs are not really, a lot of them are not going to school. Let's be real here. Let's be real. This is Chicago After Dark. A lot of them not going to school. A lot of them just done it because everything is available online now, and you don't have to have a license to go get shit. Anybody could buy anything and watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos, because so many people are so obsessed with getting views and getting likes that they're putting out any information to get views and likes, including the professional deep down stuff that should not be shown to anybody but somebody who understands the health and sanitation aspect of it. Understand this, the health and sanitation aspect of it is first. But because of this new age that we're in with social media people are so thirsty for likes, views, and all of that, because that's what they live off of, right? They're putting out information they shouldn't be putting out. So now what has happened is double-edged sword. They're putting out information they shouldn't be putting out, and they're giving people a gateway to escape learning the real stuff to become a true professional. Okay, so it's kind of crazy, because I'm gonna say this: they lost, but they not lost. What they're doing is they're taking advantage of the way things are today, because today they have set it up almost to where a license for what? A license for what? What we need a license for? Go on YouTube and learn everything I need to know and just buy the stuff off of Amazon. What I need a license for? I'm saying that's totally wrong. We know that's wrong, but I'm saying like that's the culture we're in today. So are they lost? They are lost in that sense, but do they know any better? No, because they're just going along with the culture that's being set today. Okay. Now I'm not gonna get too deep off into that because that's a whole separate video, right? The title of this video is There Is Only One You. And I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at designs. I went on Instagram. I'm like, damn. I'll be screenshotting stuff, saving stuff. I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. I have a lot of stuff to do it, but I'm just like, to be honest with you, I don't, y'all. Because now, as a real professional who understands overhead and everything, a lot of people ain't making money like they think they're making money. When you 22 years old, you could sit there and do nails for 12, 14 hours a day. You're going to burn the hell out. But you got to let them learn on their own. Me being in this business 30 years, over 30 years, I know that it's not worth it. I'm burning myself out and it's not really worth it. I like my clientele as it is, but I had to lose a lot of people. I had to lose a lot of people to really come into my own, because that's the second level entrepreneurship. That's like advanced entrepreneurship, okay? Because initial entrepreneurship, you just want to get clientele, you want to know that your business model works, you want to make sure that you know you're doing the right thing. But once you're an entrepreneur for so long, you start to learn that all money is not good money. All money is not good money, but you have to get to a certain level. I'm only at that level now because I know the percentage of my people who are on that. I got to have the latest and greatest, and I got to have the most, and you can never satisfy them because they always looking for the next person to jump in their chair who $5 cheaper. I am at a point where it don't affect me if they drop out my chair. I've lost a lot of clients during coronavirus because of different reasons, but it didn't affect my money. It didn't. It just, I don't know. It's just crazy because I've tightened up my brand so much that the people who love what I do, they refer people to me. My sister want to come, my cousin want to come, such. My coworkers. I told the girls when I'm checking people out, they be asking, so is it okay if I give out? Oh, sure, go ahead. As long as I'm gonna ask them who they got my number from, and as long as they say you, it's fine. You get what I'm saying? So once you build it to that point, you have to learn like all money ain't good money, because you disturbing my spirit. I might as well go damn sit at a damn desk job. You get what I'm saying? I'm reading comments. So I'm not even gonna make this long because I've been talking for 25 minutes almost. I'm gonna say this: there is only one you. Now let me tell you what prompted that. So it started out today. This has been an ongoing thing throughout the day where I said, I gotta make a video. So I was looking through Instagram and looking through pictures and looking through who's hot, what they doing. I'm like, that's great for them, but she 20, 26 years old. Yeah, I was like that at 26 years old too. You see what I'm saying? On top of the world, want to do all the hottest and latest and greatest and shit, you whatever. But you get burnt out on doing all of that. And like I told you all, those type of clients on that trendy stuff, they are not long lasting. Only like 20% of those people stay with you throughout the years. And people may say, no, I climb it, like I said, throughout the years, not 1 or 2 years. I'm talking people you've been doing for 15, 20 years. I got people I've been doing for 15 years or more. You get what I'm saying? And so at this point in my career, am like, I can't chase those dollars. So it creates a conflict within me. It creates a real conflict within me because I cannot continue to chase the trends. I don't really have the desire to chase the trends. Do you hear me? I don't. I can't do it. I'm older. I just don't want to do it. It's like I see that, but it's like every once in a blue moon when I'm in the mood to do that type of work. Because you know what, that work, a lot of the work and stuff, it's like it's so intricate. And I tell everybody all the time, you make your money off the core work. You don't make your money off the designs. You make your money off the core work. I make great money already off the core work. I can have a person come and get a no chip mani and petty, and That is 45 plus 35. That's $80 right there. And they're going to give me a $10 tip, maybe $20 tip. So I already make $100 in an hour and 15 minutes. Why would I sit there and do somebody's nails with this intricate design? It's going to take like 3 hours, and they don't even tip, because the young girls that like that type of shit, they usually don't tip unless they got some big baller boyfriend. And you want to pay me $60, $70 to have all this work done. I could make double that. You get what I'm saying? It's just, to me, because I understand the business, for me, it's not worth it. I'm not even mad at them, because they're in a different phase in their career. And while they think they're here, they really are not where they think they are, because they don't fully understand the business. They think they understand the business, but they don't really understand the business about it all in a 360-degree angle, because they're looking at being popping online and having all these people booking them, and they got messages they ain't even answered, but they're not looking at the big gamut of things, because the big gamut of things is, baby, you 26, you 25, whatever. I'm just throwing something out there. I ain't talking about nobody in particular. What's the long game plan? If you say you really love this, you're gonna burn out, baby. What you gonna do when you're 35? What you gonna do when you're 40? What you gonna do when you're my age, 44? Because at the rate you're going, you got clients that are not, they're just trend seekers. Your elbows, your hands, you're gonna start getting carpal tunnel. You're gonna be bored with it. Are you building real clientele? Are you grabbing today money? Are you grabbing hustler money? See, that's why I said, but like I said, I'm 44. I wish I would have known this when I was 24. I would have took a totally kind of different route with it. It would have been a more boring route, but it would have been a more stable route. I wouldn't have had so many turbulent times jumping in and out of corporate America. Because what happens is, those people are not stable, and you end up going to get a job. And then you hate the job, and then you come back out into this. And then this burns you out, or the trend dies off and you stop being as popular and you go back and get a job. And it's an ongoing thing. And that's what happened in my life. You get what I'm saying? Play this over if you have to. So I'm going to keep going. The title of this video is There Is Only One You. So I'm going to tell you a little story time. I'm going to give it a second, because I want to pull my thoughts together, because this story time is from like 20 years ago. But it's so crazy how today went, because that story from 20 years ago popped into my head today. I said, I got to go live. So just watch this real quick. There is only one you. Seriously, there is only one you. Something that happened during the coronavirus is people started staying in the house more. People started relaxing more. That's why they're having such a hard time with jobs. Have you noticed in the news that they're saying that states are cutting off unemployment? There are shortages in different industries. They're begging people to come back to work, because people have sat back in the house and relaxed and realized how stressed they were, how much of their life they were missing, and they don't want to go back to work. Well, I did the same thing. I've been catching up on shows, relaxing, and it's like it's hard for me to come out of it. I know somebody right now said they had to go talk to a therapist because they don't want to go back to work. And their therapist is trying to talk them into going back to work. She's like, I know I need to go back financially, but I just can't pull myself back into that. A lot of people, what I'm trying to tell you is, are unhappy. Were unhappy. They were programmed and just going through the motions like a robot. Okay? And now that they got a little taste of freedom, a little taste to do what they want to do with their life, they cannot imagine going back to working for somebody else and getting up and going back into that grind and being in that traffic and dropping their kids off and just sitting there listening to boring ass meetings with people they can't stand, and coming home trying to figure out what to feed everybody, helping with homework, and trying to wash their own booty and go to sleep, and to do it all over again. A lot of people are just like, they didn't realize how miserable they were. A lot of people did not realize how miserable they were. And that is the real crisis that has happened as to why they have a work shortage. It has nothing to do with unemployment. Every time people say, I'm not going to say nothing, but that's not really what it is. People want to say that's because these lazy bums are collecting unemployment. They need to go back to work. That's not it. A lot of people have mentally neutralized themselves because they were running on anxiety level, and they didn't realize that they had programmed themselves to run on a level that they hated, and they had a chance to decompress, and they don't want to go back to that. See, there has been a reset. There has been a reset. So I say that to say, and if you get on TikTok and you start watching videos, a lot of people on TikTok talk about that, how people don't want to go back to work. People like, I ain't doing it. Everybody trying to become their own boss now. So there is only one you, right? That's the title of this video. So I was watching Nip Tuck because that's one of the shows. I've been catching up on every show during coronavirus. I even went all the way back to Nip Tuck, which is like 2004, I think it started, because it's like 6 seasons. And you know, Dr. McNamara's his two best friends that went to medical school together, and they were interviewing a potential patient. And basically, one of the doctors said, "There's only one you." The girl wanted to be J-Lo. And he was like, "You can't be J-Lo. You can only be you because there is only one you." And that's when I said, "Oh, I got to go live." And that's so crazy because that one little sentence triggered me to come live tonight. So let me go back a little bit further. Let me tell you how my mind works. It's crazy because I really trip off of how human beings work. Human beings are crazy in so many different ways. It just intrigues me. I should have been a psychologist. Let me tell you a little story real quick. Some people may say, "Oh, she just babbling on." Watch this twice. Listen to this twice, and you'll get what I'm saying. Maybe some of it is babbling, whatever. Back in the day, when I was like 22, I had a friend. We have been friends since grammar school. Do you hear me? We have been friends since grammar school. And she was the it girl. We were all cheerleaders, but she was captain of the cheerleading team. My other friend was co-captain of the cheerleading team. Let me enunciate. And I was just on the cheerleading team. But they did allow me to make the announcements when we marched out. So I don't know what I was, the announcer. I don't know. So I was like in the in crowd, but I wasn't the leader of the in crowd. I was just part of the in crowd. So basically, I would guess I was a follower, right? Let's be real with it. So all these years went by, and throughout the years, we all stayed in touch. And you know what I'm talking about. This girl was the top B, and she had her sidekick. See, every top B got a sidekick. If you watch movies, every top B got a sidekick. So she was a top B, and she had a sidekick. Listen to the story. If you have to rewind to 34 seconds, 34 and a half seconds, 34 and a half minutes to really get to the gist of what I'm talking about, okay? Every boss B or head chick has a sidekick. I was just part of the crew, even after we graduated and everything, when we hung out. And every time she would bring us all along, but I used to always just be sitting back like cool with everything, admiring the fact that I'm out and I'm kicking it with all these different drug dealers, and we riding all these different drop tops and all, because back in the day to have a drop top, it was a big thing, right? So, you know, she was making the connections. I didn't care. It was, and, you know, looking back on it, it was like she would talk to the main dope dealer, and we would get all his friends. You get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? Listen to this story, because it took me a long time to realize this. Our self-worth. Over the years, this girl relied on her beauty and her charm, or whatever the guys liked about her, and she always had the guys. But what happened was I started to really get serious about my nail business. Believe it or not, this is what happened. I started to get serious about my nail business, and I kind of naturally branched off from her and a lot of people because I got serious. What I talked about last night, getting focused. And a lot of people have to drop off when you get focused. So I just naturally fell off from her. but we would hang out ever so often. So at one point, without making a long story, I had a big party at my house. No. That's not what happened. I'm skipping around. Let me tell you, that's the wrong story. That's a whole nother story. Sorry. This girl brought me out with her. We were out of high school and everything, but we were still hanging here and there. Not as much, but we were. She's like, come out with me and my boy. Whatever. He got a Navigator truck. You know, that's when Navigators first came out. So I came out and she like, I'm happy once again just to get out. Yeah, that's true. Nails by Deborah Lynn. Look, I just be thinking deep about stuff. But anyway, so I went out with this girl, and anyway, I was supposed to be meeting up with a friend. So we jumped in the truck with the friend, with her guy. I'm in the back. We go to a bar. We meet up with one of his friends. I'm talking to the friend, but he wasn't really my type. He was a little nerdy for me, you know, a little nerdy. He's a good guy, but just not my type. He wasn't really sparking an interest with me. He was cool. So then we were like, okay, well, let's go. We were going to go to the next bar, but he was like, well, I need to stop by the house. I'm staying with my boy because my girl's guy, he was in the process of buying a building. The building was being rehabbed at the time. So he was staying with a friend. So the four of us go to the friend's house who he was staying with. You get what I'm saying? So now it's my friend and her guy, and then me and the guy that they hooked me up with at the first bar. We're all going to a fifth person's house, right? Because this is the person that he's staying with while his building is being rehabbed. Life is so funny. So we get to this building. I'm sitting in the living room talking to this friend. My other friend had disappeared into the bathroom with the guy. This is the truth. This is a damn true story. I don't know if you keep this up. But she done disappeared to the bathroom with this guy. I'm sitting in the living room talking to the guy they done hooked me up with. He nice, you know, he's fine. He's school teacher, you know, he should be like an ideal mate, right? Like, oh yeah. But and so I'm talking to him, but I don't even know whose house I'm in, right? So the guy whose house we're in, you guys, is there. But guess what? He is in the room with a whole nother chick. I didn't realize it at the time, but he was in the room with a whole nother chick. So he comes out the room because I guess he realized that people were in his house, not just the guy he let stay there for a minute, but he done brought extra people to the house. So he comes out the room into the kitchen, and the kitchen is connected to where we were sitting. And you guys, this shit is crazy. Like, yo, I'm gonna pause it for a second and go to the ladies' room, and I'll finish telling you. Like, this is what I wanted to say. Thank you for your patience. You know, I always got to run to the damn bathroom, especially because I'm drinking like a banana vodka with some protein mix. That's so crazy, right? That's freaking toxic. I mix protein drink with vodka. Who does that? Because I worked out real hard today. Look. Anyway, so he comes out, y'all. He comes. Ooh, this is a real Shecago after dark. Dude comes out the bedroom. I didn't know it was a chicken at the time, right? Back then. He come out, oh y'all, he comes out that bedroom. This is so stupid, but He come out the bedroom. He was just so sexy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Peanut butter. Oh, I can't even talk right. Peanut butter complexion. Oh, let me grab this so I can fan myself. Peanut butter complexion. Built. Not like muscly, but you could tell he worked out. And he had these puppy dog eyes. He was bald, like skinhead bald, with a little mustache, and just the sleepiest looking eyes you could ever imagine. He came out like, oh, I didn't know all these people were in my house. Hey, how y'all doing? He looking at his living room like, hey, how you doing? And I'm sitting there with a nice school teacher guy, and I'm like, hi. Oh my God, you have to forgive me because I was young back then, right? And look, so they come out the bathroom. See this me when you're young, you do a lot of stuff and you look back on it like that was not right, Tanisha. But I'm sitting there with the school teacher telling me like, yeah, I'm pursuing my PhD. I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna go to school too, and yeah, whatever. I went up in that kitchen because he started cooking some hot dogs in that kitchen. And I wanted to know whose house I was in, honey. The real reason, wink, 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 why I went in that kitchen is because I wanted to know whose house I was in for safety purposes, you know? So I went up in the kitchen. It was like I forgot the damn dude was in the living room. Let me tell you something. It was crazy. And this happens once in a lifetime, maybe twice in a lifetime. You had these magical nights where it changes the trajectory of your life. It teaches you so many lessons on so many levels. That particular night changed me in so many ways. So many ways. Because it's like he went in the kitchen and said, hey, I ain't know who all here. Okay, he in the bathroom. Okay, who in the living room? Oh, hey, y'all doing? And he was like, okay, I'm just gonna fix something to eat. He went and fixed him some hot dogs. I never forget this. And I done came in the kitchen flirting with him. Can you all hear me okay? Are you all here? And it was like at that time everybody came to the kitchen. And I forgot the dude was in the living room. But when dude, I don't want to say any names, but when dude looked back at me, it was like when we looked at each other, it was like, yes. It was something like as soon as we looked, he was cooking the hot dogs at the stove, and I'm saying when he looked back to look at me and I looked at him, it was like we was just like nobody else was in the house but us, baby. He had a whole girl in the room. I'm in the living room talking to the school teacher, my friend in the bathroom with the other dude, and it was like, man, yo. Well, I'm still fanning myself. Y'all think I'm playing? Do you hear the wind? Do you hear the wind? Because I'm really still fanning myself. Like, I want to go. Look, y'all, if you watch my video the other day, you know I got boxes all around me. I want to go open up some of these boxes and find that damn photo album and look at some pictures of him because, oh, yeah. So let me tell you something. It was so crazy. It was these type of magical moments only happen about 2 or 3 times in your life, maybe 4, something like that. Definitely under 5. But I remember we were all in the kitchen, but everybody buzzed. So I guess he was there drinking with whatever girl he had in the room. It was like he forgot he had the girl in the room because I never knew it was a girl in the room till like a year later. But we were just out in the kitchen vibing. He cooking hot dogs, and I think I started teasing him like, "Who the hell cooks hot dogs?" Da, 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 just trying to make conversation, right? Wink, wink. And some type of way, we ended up exchanging numbers. I got that dude number. We was out at the movies, okay, the next day. We were out at the movies the next day. And I'm not even that type of chick. But on this particular situation, I had to be that type of chick. And this ain't even a story. But I just had to tell you all, like, oh, about him. I'm a fan of him, too. Because our history from that one particular night went for about 10 years. From that one particular night in so many different dimensions. I ended up doing his family's nails. I'm still friends with his cousin to the very day. We dealt on and off for years. He even proposed to me. Last time I saw him, he said we should get married, but that's a whole nother story for another type of channel, right? He gave you them bedroom ads. It was just something about us. Like we were connected, but that's a whole different channel. Like why we never really fully connected over the 10 years. We never really fully connected. If I saw him now, it'd be the same thing over. And I'm like, I gotta let him heal and get over whatever. So yeah. But anyway, what I'm gonna tell you is that guy was dreamy. And let me get into the beef of what I was going to say, because we have 46 minutes, okay? It's only one of you. Because remember, see how I pulled all this together? Remember how I told you that I was out with that same friend from when back in the day when we was in grammar school, that was the cheerleader, the head captain cheerleader. She is the reason why I met him. She is the reason why I met him. Being out with her, getting her leftovers, right? Quote unquote leftover type guys, whoever the friends are, whatever. And that's how I met one of the loves of my life. He's still one of the loves of my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to let him heal from some stuff. It's deep. It's really deep. It's some good men out here that could be hurt by women. And you have to let people heal. You cannot heal them. You have to let them heal. And I had to pray on that, and I said I'm gonna give him some years. I said we're gonna probably connect later in life. So I'm still letting it happen. But anyway, I like being like this because I don't have to be so on camera, and I can really just talk out loud, but you all hear me. I really like this. So I can be on camera damn near every day if you want me to. So remember, I met him through the head cheerleader friend. Now, let me tell you something about people who are used to being the head of the pack. People who are used to being the head of the pack, you got to remain in position. You can always get a piece of the pie as long as you remain in position. That's like being a part of you could be their entourage. You can never be the spotlight. So like I told you, that guy and I ended up seriously dealing with each other, even though we were just kind of lusting when we first saw each other. But that turned into some serious stuff. Like, I know his family, you know my family. I've done his family's nails. Like, we've spent serious time together. He even proposed. I remember when we first started getting serious, this one particular friend, the leader of the pack, right? Head honcho, was over my crib. And he had stayed, he would stay at my house for days. He had his own house. He had a house. He has a very damn good job. He been making six figures, okay, since I first met him. It's not even a problem. But I had a little apartment over east, and he would be with me for days. And he was over my house. And this friend came over so I could do her makeup. And she brought her dress because her sister was getting married. He is the one. He's the one that got away. I'm reading your comment, Joshua. I had to let him get away to heal. It's easy for me to find him. I'm friends with his first cousin. It's nothing for me to find him. It's really just a phone call away. But I'm waiting because I'm still working on myself too. Okay. That's why I say I need to start a whole nother channel, because a lot of women feel like it's all men, but a lot of us women have work to do on our damn self. And I'm working on myself too, because I do a lot of self-reflection. I digress. So let me go back to this. This friend came over my house so I could help, so I could do her makeup, and she wanted to iron her dress for her sister's wedding. And he was still there. But I woke him up that morning. I'm like, she on her way. He's like, he didn't really care for her. He didn't really like her. I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't like her. I didn't tell you all this part of the story. They all work for the same company. And she had been lying to all of us, her entourage, telling us that she worked there. She really didn't work there. She just really worked down at the front desk as a security guard for a whole different company. But she had all of us believing for the longest that she worked for. I'm just going to tell you what it is. She said she worked for AT&T, the phone company, but she really didn't. They did. The guy that she was dealing with, and the best friend that I was dealing with, they really worked there. So she met the guy by being a front desk person, like security guard. But she had all of us believing it. He was like, I don't like her. She don't work there. She just a damn front desk person. He was like, he didn't like her because he was like, the type of person he was like, he saw right through her. He didn't too much care for her because he said she just liked too much attention. He just didn't like that. He wasn't that type of guy. He was real low key, you know? So he was at my house for a couple days, and I said, well, she about to come over so I could do her makeup or whatever, so put on some clothes. He put on some clothes, fully clothed, and he sat in the living room, right? So she came over. She like, oh, I didn't know you was here. Hey, what's up? He like, hey, he gonna always be polite because that's the type of gentleman he is. And so I did her makeup, and she was ironing her dress. She went in the bathroom and put on her dress. Now, this is the point that I want to make. She came outside. I was like, oh, that fit good. That's perfect. Da, da, da. But it was like she really needed to have his attention. And he didn't too much care for her. She never knew this. And if she would know, man, I don't think she watched the channel. I freaking doubt it. He didn't like her. But it was like, I think what it was is that she needed to have that man's attention in the room. Because her and the dude that she was dealing with, his best friend, they never worked out. It was just one of the guys she was dealing with. That was like over and done with a long time ago. But the guy she introduced me to, or I met through her, we ended up lasting. And it was just like she had to have the attention. And she just was like prancing in front of him. And like, she became very flirtatious, like she was trying to tempt him. And that made him not like her even more. He was like, I just, why are you friends with her? Ugh. Like that. That's what he used to always say. Like, why are you friends with her? And we're not friends anymore. Because she was jealous. Is when I fell from under her entourage, when I was no longer part of her entourage, we fell off naturally because I was no longer part of her entourage. And I remember when I bought my first building, I called her and I said to her, I closed today. I got the keys. She's like, oh, what's the address? And then when I told her the address, she was like, well, all right. Well, congratulations. All right. Well, shit. That's good. It was some saltiness, definite saltiness in my voice. She never saw the place. She never came back. She never bought a housewarming gift for shit. This is somebody I've been friends with since we was in fourth grade, fifth grade, whatever. Because she failed a grade, so fourth, fifth, whatever. And never heard from her or saw her again. Do you know I've not seen that girl since I bought my first building? So the moment I came, this is the whole point of there is only one you. The moment I came from under her wings was the moment she no longer saw use for me. She no longer wanted to be associated with me. And it bothered her that a guy gave me attention on a serious level and wouldn't give it to her because she's used to being the top of the pack, the entourage leader, and all of that. And I ended up meeting one of the loves of my life through her, and she still tried to get his attention to the fullest, and he could not stand her because he saw right through her. You get what I'm saying? So I'm tying this all in to say there is only one you. The man who liked me liked me. She could have been prettier. She could have been smaller. She could have been whatever, whatever, whatever. But he liked me. He was a good match for me. He proposed to me. And I think that bothered her because she's used to being the one in the room that all the men were like, well, damn, if I can't get you, okay, shorty, you got her. All right, where your friends at? And I think it bothered her that it was like, this was the one guy that was like not checking for her ass. You get what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you is it don't matter if you're not that top person. It don't matter if you're not that entourage leader. What's for you is for you. And nobody else, if it's really for you, nobody else can parade in front of them and make them sway from you. And the same thing goes in the beauty industry. The same thing goes in entrepreneurship. The clients and the customers and the money that is meant for you, it happens all the same way. I have clients who I do designs on and I hate it. And they like, I know they don't really like it, but they don't say nothing to me because they like me. You get what I'm saying? They don't expect me to be perfect. They don't expect me to be on point 100%, 110% every time, but they for me because they appreciate me as a professional. They appreciate me and my knowledge, my skills, my on timeness, and they appreciate the fact that I'm going through a lot of stress and stuff right now. And they just like me as a person. You get what I'm saying? And that's why the things I say in all my videos, they all matter. And I want to tie that all in, that everything that you learn in life, you have to learn how to apply it to your business because it all applies to business too. What is for you is for you. You don't have to do the fanciest designs. You don't have to be on top of the latest stuff. Yeah, people going to fall off. But if you stay true to yourself, and if it's something you want to learn, go ahead and learn it. But if you can't get it and it ain't your thing and you ain't feeling it, don't worry about it. Because the people that's for you, the universe going to naturally gravitate more of those people to you. And it's probably going to be through the people you already have. Don't worry about it. I can't tell you exactly how it's going to gravitate to you. It just does. I ain't never went hungry. I ain't never had to worry about paying. I always pay my rent on time. I'm one of their best. They told me you one of our best tenants. Everybody, I've never even paid my rent in my entire life. I paid my rent late twice, and I told them in advance I was going to pay it late and why. I think it's my car got crashed and something else happened, and I told them in advance that I wasn't going to pay it on time. And I told them the date I was going to pay it. And if they needed me to pay a fee, that I would pay it. And they wouldn't charge me because I was such a damn good payer. You get what I'm saying? I don't worry. And when you don't worry and you good and you sit in what you are, the universe works itself out. So when it comes to clientele and business, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, don't worry about trying to be the trendiest person. Because to me, the trendiest person kind of all ties into that being that entourage leader. Those people are popular right now and everybody love them right now and gravitate them towards them right now. But eventually those people fall off. Okay? Because they haven't taken a chance to really find out who they are and just to be that's a whole nother story. But just be who you should be and don't worry about trying to master every damn technique that's out here because they're making today money, but you want more what's the word? You want more stable money. I'd rather have stable money that's a little bit less than theirs than you getting money for 6, 7 months while you could do this real good and then you falling off and going back and getting a job. I personally, at this point in my career, cannot go back and get a job. So I had to really focus and just know that there is only one you. That's why I had to make this video. There is only one you. That's why I had to tell that story about my friend. She was the prettiest and she was Chili the captain, da da da. She introduced me to love one of the loves of my life. And it bothered her that somebody was paying me attention over her. Couldn't really stand her ass because they thought she was a liar. He thought she was a liar and very like she thought she was all that and she was really just a fake. Like that's pretty much what he thought of her. I never told her that, but that's pretty much what it was. He couldn't really stand her ass. So yeah, like don't worry about it. You see people out here online that look like they're getting it. They might be getting a little something, but just stick to what you're supposed to be doing because there's only one you. And the people that you're supposed to have, they're going to come to you. They're going to stick with you and they ain't going nowhere. Even if they try to go somewhere, like I have people that go somewhere and they always in the back of my chair because the grass ain't always green on the other side. So just try to stay true to who you are. Hold on. Yeah, I try to line work and all that. And here's the thing too, my schedule is so tight. A lot of days I don't have time to be sitting up there. I do watch a lot of people, especially when they start to do designs. I'm like, oh my God, they are inching this stuff on here. I don't have time to be sitting there doing that type of shit. I don't. My schedule will be too tight for that. So it's like, it ain't that I can't do it. I just noticed too recently, like Tanisha, you could do all this stuff. You see exactly how to do it. But I'm too busy to be sitting there spending that much time with somebody because designs is not where I make my money. So why would I sit there and add on an extra damn hour to my booking to do some intricate ass designs? You only gonna pay me extra $20 for it. An extra hour, I could have made an extra 100 almost. You see what I'm saying? So for me, financially, because I work my numbers, because I'm a real professional who files taxes and you know everything, my time is money. And so a lot of these people are artists, but that don't mean they making more money. I could do 3 people a day and make what they make in 8 people. I promise you. Or I could do 3 people a day and they done sat there and did 3 people and I done made more than them. You get what I'm saying? In less time. So don't worry about other people. It's only one you. And it's millions of people, even in the area that you live in. You only need about 50 of those people over time. If you can grasp about 40 or 50 of those people over time, you don't have to worry. Because once you get 40 or 50 people over time, they will always feed you more people over time. That's all you need. You have to look at it in those micro bites. You only need 40 or 50, and it's just look where you live and say, how many people live in Cincinnati, Ohio? There are 3.26587 million people in Cincinnati, Ohio. Then you'd be like, damn, I only need 50. And then you can put things more into perspective as to how the mind will work against you and how other people, you're looking at them and their facade of a life and having you thinking that you can't accomplish your dreams. And that's not true. You have to really ground yourself and figure out, you know, what needs to be done because it's all attainable. It's all attainable. There's only one you. Only one you. And that's all I think I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It's only one you. And so that was weird how I tied all that in together, right? Watching Nip Tuck, because one of the doctors on Nip Tuck said, you can't be J-Lo. We can't turn you into J-Lo. It's only one you. You be you. She just died though, because she went to a little sad walk person, because they wouldn't do everything she wanted to do. She just died. She did. On Nip Tuck. It's season 2, episode 14. But when he said that, I was like, I gotta go live. And it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, I gotta go live. I gotta go live. I gotta put it together, because all these thoughts were coming to me. And I'm like, that's it. The title of this video is There Is Only One You. And to be honest with you, to this very day, that particular person is no longer the cheerleader and the head of the pack. Her life, I'm just going to say, is totally different. And that's all I'm going to say. Totally different. And I'm glad that I am realizing my place in this earth, and I feel blessed. And I'm okay with it. And I don't concern myself with being the head of the pack or having an entourage. I'm comfortable in letting people go. I'm comfortable with not being the head of the pack. I'm comfortable with whatever place I was put on the earth to do. And the universe naturally provides. And I'm going to tell you, that naturally providing type thing, that's comfort. I'm happy being comfortable. That's what you want. That's what you want. And so, oh my God, I've been online 1 hour and 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes. And so I think that's all I wanted to say. I can't believe I talked for over an hour in the middle of the night. But in Chicago After Dark, I started to tell you a little bit more about myself, a little bit more about how I'm really thinking. And I think that's all I had to say. I'm going to go back and read the comments a little bit later, but I'm about to watch this last episode of Nip Tuck, because tomorrow is my friend's birthday and I have a long day to get myself cute. I'm going to try to capture some footage so I can put together a little quick video to put up here. But that's it. I hope this helps someone. And I'm going to catch you all in the next video. And if you have a case study that you want the group to cover, let me know at shecago@yahoo.com. And I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.